Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. There's an old idiom that goes like this: get your mind out of the gutter. As far as I could tell, there is no exact date when this expression became popular. The gutter refers to the place where rainwater runoff finds its way into the sewer. To have one's mind in the gutter means that it is heading into the sewer. The gutter metaphorically refers to the lowest and most vulgar level of human life. This expression is used most often in our modern sex-crazed culture to refer to those who have their minds on illicit sexual activity. Yet, this idiom must also extend to any abased thinking when it's all said and done. The scriptures point to this problem of the mind in the days of Noah prior to the flood. Let me read those words. It says, "And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." The point is this: we need to move our minds from stinking thinking to profitable thinking. Paul here gives a way to guard our minds from such stinking thinking. He stated, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, and if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." If we can keep our minds on the things of godly virtue, we will not have our minds on the corrupt things of this world system. I remember when I was working for a company in Zurich, Switzerland, that I would have to travel from the hotel on a tram through the red light district to get to the office. Honestly, the billboards and displays in this section were focused on getting one's mind into the abased things of the world. The problem is that we are all bombarded with these suggestive things in our daily lives. It's not just sexual ills that are the problem. We have many other ugly and corrupt thoughts that get into our heads all the time. Paul wrote to the Corinthians on this issue, and he said, "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God," and he says this, "and bringing into captivity every thought to obedience of Christ." How do we get this? How do we do this in such a practical way? Well, we must examine our thoughts to ensure that they align with godliness. Every thought that is out of alignment with the virtue of God must be confessed before the Lord. But perhaps the problem is that which we fill our mind with. Paul in the positive states that there are certain things with which we must occupy our minds. He indicated that we must occupy our minds with things that are truthful, honest, pure, just, lovely, of good report, virtue, and praise. As I moved on that tram through the more base area of Zurich, Switzerland, one of the things I would do is take my Bible out and read it, filling my mind with the Word of God, instead of allowing my eyes to see this crazy stuff that was all around me. Now, this seems to be the best remedy when it's all said and done, to have our minds saturated with the Word of God, so that we will naturally think of the things from above rather than those from the gutter.